Hey guys, welcome to Hugenden. And the shop is open. So went in the shop like I used to do ages ago. And I got the chocolate, the best chocolate you'll ever taste. Dark chocolate coated marzipan. Absolutely delicious. It really is tasty. I'm sorry it's not vegan, even though it's dark chocolate. It's got, let's see, it may contain milk, but it is dark chocolate. But it's absolutely delicious. And the only place you can get it is at Hugenden Valley. So I'm at Hugenden again. And it's growing again, which is nice. So you've got the, I'll show you. I'm going to take my shoes off and walk in the beauty. But I can't turn the camera around. And I have to be careful that I'm actually not blocking the mic like last time. There you go, there's the cows. There's the cows in Hugenden. There it is. The beautiful Hugenden Valley. But like I say, one thing I missed was the dark chocolate marzipan chocolate. Dark marzipan chocolate. It is, it's beautiful chocolate. Really, really tasty. And the shop is open, so you know what, of course, you've got to have, now, you've got to be part of the National Trust, and that's probably some kind of con as usual, where the money doesn't go anywhere near the National Trust, goes into probably people's pockets. Who knows? £13 to get in. So if you go with a family, you have to be rich to go into Hugenden now as well. It's just insane, really, isn't it? This is all God-given beauty, nature. And you've got to pay. You've got to pay to go to the beauty, to go to the nature. £2.50 for a bar of chocolate, but I tell you, it is absolutely delicious. Delicious chocolate. Delicious chocolate. It's upside down at the moment. And there's the cows coming in to graze now. Pure peace here at Hugenden. I don't pay anything. I just parked my car and walked. There's no way I'm paying £13 to get into Hugenden. And then I went and bought something in their shop. You know, that's what you do. You pay, park the car and walk. Walk up the hill through the back. That's what we used to do. And suddenly they plonked this huge price to get in, which is just like everything else. If you want to rent, you got to be rich, you got to be a millionaire. If you want to buy, you got to be a millionaire. If you want to go and check out the beauty of that God gave you and get into their shop and spend money on the food and on chocolate, you still got to pay £13 to get in, to buy something in their shop, to pay more money. It just doesn't make any sense anymore. Nothing makes any sense. Doesn't. Anyway, I'm sitting with God today. The third step. Doing my best to get through the day today, as something has happened, and I can't share it on Facebook. I can't share it on social media. But something happened yesterday, and it's very sad, and I can't, well, I'm not sharing it, it's confidential. But Yeah, it's crazy. I just spoke as well. On top of the madness, I just spoke to the family in Israel, and she's had 3 jibs, and can't wait for the next. I'm just, I don't know. And I'm hoping, from what I know, they're placebos over there, or else I'm likely to lose everybody. Like literally, they'll all drop, gone, goodbye, kaput. But today I'm dealing with something very intense on my own. And I've cried a lot. I've had a lot of crying. I've done a lot of crying because something happened, but I have to be on my own to deal with it. Let's put it that way. Because circumstances have changed in my life. And so this is a big test for me of how much can I deal with on my own. And I'm okay. I've cried a lot. I tried to call the Samaritans just to talk about my feelings, because I've got to put up healthy boundaries here of allowed to talk and allowed to feel what I need to feel in this situation. It's more grief. But I'm allowed to talk about it, but not obviously on social media because it's private. But as there was no one and I'm dealing with it on my own at the moment, I have to deal with it with God. And so here's another opportunity for me to get really, really strong and deal with grief on my own. New grief, fresh grief. And we're not used to that. Usually people deal with their grief within families or friends or in some kind of setting. I can't do that. It's just me and the cats. So someone close to me died 2 days ago, and I can't talk about it, it's confidential, but I have a right to grieve and feel my feelings. So don't forget that. Don't forget you have a right to feel your feelings and grieve. And so even though I'm not going to talk about who it was and why it's a significant thing in my life, very significant, I'm not going to talk about it on here because I was asked not to. But it doesn't mean that I am not feeling that it's hard for me, because I've got absolutely no one to hold me through it. And I've got to find God now. This is really a good opportunity for me to find God, to find my higher power, to find love, to help me get through it, because this person was a big part of my life for a long time. They were like a parent to me for a long time. As I say, I can't talk too much about it because I promised not to, but it's hard because I've got no one. It's just me and the cats. And so I've got to sit with it and sit in nature and cry. I've got to cry. I've got to let it out. I've got to eat. I've eaten. You see, I'm telling you how certain people's lives are now. When somebody close dies and you don't have anyone to grieve with. I'm telling you. Because you respect that people need to do their grieving themselves on their own, and so I'm not imposing. I'm not taking away what they want. I'm giving them an opportunity to be themselves and do what they feel is right today. Not to be with me and grieve with me. That's okay. I lost my mum and dad. I grieved my mum and dad with Martin and the cats and friends. And that's not going to happen today. The grief will be done with me, nature, crying, friends on the phone, maybe one or two, because I can't share it yet, because I was asked not to. But it's my grief too. So I do have to share it with at least a close friend or two close friends, because I have a right to, because it's my grief too. And so that was agreed that I have a right to do that. And respect their confidentiality, but still I have a right to do that because I'm grieving as well. So you need to know that. You need to understand that if you need to grieve. It's not going to go on social media, obviously, because people don't want it and they have a right to their privacy, and that's fine by me. But sometimes it's hard, because when you lose someone close and you're on your own, it's hard. I'm not going to pretend it isn't hard. And I don't wish that on anyone, but it might happen. It might come soon, because people are turning against us. Families and people that we care about are turning against us. And when I contacted my sister to tell her, she told me she was looking forward to her fourth jib. And I thought, this is insane. And I thought, I just want a sister, but I prayed to God that they're placebos over there, or else they're all gone. 4! What? What? 4! 4 jibs! Why? What? It was like, I don't get it. What's the matter with you all? 4! Oh, all my friends have had it. We're all fine. Or, yeah, because you hopefully got placebos. But I just wanted a sister to say, you know, I need a hug today, even though you're over there and I'm here. There's no one. There's not one human today that will hold me through this grief. No one. So that's where God comes in, and that's how strong I'm getting, because I have to. I have to. I'm getting very strong. And I'm relying on nature, and when I'm opening the door, the sun's coming out. It's beautiful. And getting the fresh air. And relying on a bar of chocolate from Hugenden to get me through the grief. That's as far as my addictions go at the moment. And the lavender plant, because they burnt down my allotment and destroyed all my plants and all my vegetables. Who would do that? I mean, people are so cruel. So I bought myself a baby lavender plant to start again. They destroyed the allotment. They literally leveled it to the ground and burnt the shed down. Such cruel people. Why? Why? Because I'm me? Because I tell you the truth? Because I'm not scared? I'm not scared. I'm more scared of lying than I am of the truth. I'll never lie. I'll always tell the truth. Hang on. I'm kind of getting used to grieving on my own. It's like, but this is the first time that this is close to home. Very close to home. And this is the first time that I'm not I'm alone through it. And I probably will go through quite a lot of it on my own. Because of what they did to our world, mainly. Because of its madness. and because of my choices. Because I made choices to be free and happy and to love me and to learn what it means to feel love, to be really loved, and to feel love and to be with someone that is me, that makes me feel connected and loved and wants to do the same things as me, grow the same as me, eat the same stuff as me, stay well, stand up, say the truth. Lots of stuff. And I'm paying the price now. It's called karma. It's called karma, isn't it? I chose to be alone and to grow and to do what I love and to learn what it is that I want to do with my life. What makes me happy? How can I be happy? What do I want? Because I didn't know anymore. And now when I dance, the happiness and the joy is complete. But today, as it's raw, and I only found out, I just want to cry. And I'd love to be hugged. But it's not going to happen today because there's no one. I had a few strangers, well, stand-up people gave me a hug. But that's it. They've all gone home now. I'll go home to Pisanelli. And Pisanelli will give me a hug. And then tomorrow, hopefully, there'll be human contact with someone, which will help us. But today, it's grieving alone. And that's unusual for me, because I've never really grieved this deeply alone. So that's how we're living, guys. And I've cried a lot, and I feel a bit better now. I didn't before. I thought, I can't do this. I can't do this. Why is it expected of me to do this on my own? I can't do this. Obviously, I'm not going to do Baba Bertha today because that would be total denial of my grief. That's not going to happen. You have to feel the pain and the suffering that the world is giving us. In a few weeks, you'll all know anyway, because it'll be out there and it'll be okay to talk about it. But not today. So you have to feel, really feel grief. And if you're scared to feel grief from death and loss and all of this, real grief from death, then you're not going to be able to make it. I'll tell you that now, when it hits the fan. You have to let it crumble you. Let it crumble you, because that's how I feel today. I'm being crumbled down. If I dance today, it will be to dance the pain, to feel it. I don't have the energy to dance today. I don't think we were put on this earth to grieve alone. But if it's happening, then maybe this is obviously this is my journey. I think this is my journey at the moment, to grieve alone and to feel everything alone. So I get to such a point where nothing can ever hurt me again. No one can ever hurt me again. The cows are here. I hope they don't jump on the car. They broke the wing mirror one year. There's not much to break. Even they're traveling in families. Look, here's a family of cows. Look, there's a whole family of them. A family of cows. Jesus traveled in a tribe, so did Buddha. Laurene travels alone at the moment. Today. I'm not saying there's people on the phone and kind people that love me all over the country. No one here. No one here. Because I don't belong to anyone anymore. I don't belong to a family, or I don't belong anymore. It's just me and the cats and Janie and these beautiful souls online or on the phone. And this is where God comes in, because there's no way I could have got through today up until now without God telling me to make sure I had a meal. And moving on TV is my family, so I suppose that's why I come in here. Because I want to teach you how to feel grief and not run away from it. So if you're going to run away from my tears today, then you're not real. You're not. You're numb. You're dead. Because it's coming to all of us. Grief is natural. Death is happening everywhere. And death is a natural thing. And it's hit again. And it's hit hard, and I've got to deal with it. Just me today on my own. And I've got to find God. I've got to, or else I wouldn't be able to have eaten today, and I ate today. And I bought a bar of chocolate. And I bought a lavender plant. Because they destroyed my allotment. So I can't get my own. And someone died, and I have to do it alone at the moment. I have no choice. That's life. That's life. I wouldn't wish it on anybody else that they have to go through this on their own. If someone dies, you probably get somebody to hug you today and hold you and help you through it, because that's what humans have got. They've got families and friends and close family and friends around them. Today it's hard. I'm not going to dance, and I'm not going to sing today, and I'm not going to do Baba Bertha, and I'm not going to cheer you up because I can't. So moving on TV is my baby, moving on TV is my family, and so that's why I can come on here, and I don't know if anybody is watching. Most of the time no one bothers, but if anybody does see this and they have got the compassion to be around me for the next few days, then I'd be grateful. But I don't see that happening, because it never has. That just doesn't happen, does it? No one comes. No one comes. But this is real grief again, so maybe they will. I don't know. But if they don't, they don't. If no one comes, no one contacts me, and no one comes, that's fine. I'll deal with it like I do with everything. I have to. I'm not going anywhere. I have to deal with it, don't I? It's life. No one watches anyway. There's no one on anyway. These people don't want to watch grief. They don't want to watch real grief. Bye.